are online.
Online?
Yeah, we're on.
Hi everyone. It's KryptoSeoul, Erica. Episode 4.
Yeah, we are online.
We're online. How are you? How are you everyone? Hello. This is Ian from the Blockchainers.
Hello internet.
So this is morning time in Seoul right now. So we're kind of all like swollen and I don't know.
Yeah.
But usually we do it on Tuesdays, but today we're doing it on Wednesday. But we'll try to keep it a regular schedule, right? So interesting weekend last weekend, yes?
Yeah, the flippening almost happened.
Yeah. Actually, I was just looking at my cell phone like 24 hours, like the entire weekend, just awed by the Bitcoin Cash like spike.
Yeah. Aren't you a huge like Bitcoin Cash? Which one are you hodling?
So I don't hold any Bitcoin Cash, which was very I was so disappointed because the price was going up. I was like, oh my god, my Bitcoin's going down. So I have Bitcoin, but I don't have Bitcoin Cash. So
yeah, you get paid in Bitcoin.
Yes, I do, 100%.
Yeah, you should tell your boss to pay you in Bitcoin Cash.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, I shouldn't. It's too risky. But Bitcoin was crashing, so I was just devastated.
Yeah.
But it's climbed up again, right? So a little bit. So it's good. But Korean investors were really, they're just disappointed. Well, some were happy, of course, but some are really just disappointed because of the crash of the exchanges, right? So
we're here to bring you the news on what went down in this peaceful land of Korea.
So many people don't know, but the biggest exchange, Bithumb, server crashed for an hour, and it
was actually several hours.
Several hours.
Yeah.
Oh, like the minute I checked, it was just going down. There were like articles on it, like constant articles on Naver, the search engine, that the server was down, and people were like just panicking, and there were complaints going on, and it was very like last minute reports, but. People were really devastated. They were on the chat room. They were like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
And everyone was just chatting, right? So, and they couldn't find the reason. Still, they can't find the reason, right?
Yeah.
And and so Bithumb, it caused a stir, and we have the article on it. Where's the article?
Yeah. Hopefully, like after today's show, you guys will understand a little bit more about what happens in Korea and how prices are influenced.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's start with this.
Yes. So on eDaily, so it says the Bithumb exchange crashed. It just the writing we can't really see, but
hello to all our viewers, by the way.
Hello.
Highness, Sweetness, and
Andrew.
Crypto
Andrew. Hello. So at 4 p.m. on the 12th. Yes, so it's saying that it hasn't have good contact. The exchange crashed, and people are saying, because of the Bitcoin crash, Bitcoin Cash crash, the server was down. So and investors are panicking about it. This is what the Bithumb webpage actually, it said. It's just no reason, and just saying it'll try its best to normalize its operations, and that's all they said.
Yeah. So this is actually the second time that Bithumb has crashed.
Yes.
In a major bull run. Remember the first time?
Yeah, I do, but I wasn't actually here.
Oh, okay.
Was I here?
No. Okay. So the first time Bithumb server crashed was when Ripple was released to the Korean public.
Ripple's
and
very
when
popular.
it went almost close to $1, and then the server just crashed again.
Yes.
Yeah. And there seems to be this pattern where so Koreans don't really use Google at all.
No.
We use this search engine. It's not a search engine. It's a curation engine. It's a curation engine called Naver. And the word curation always has a degree of censorship with it. So the search engine, the Naver conglomerate, they do a lot of work like censoring people, censoring the crap out of like what content is placed. And we have a trending box where you have like from top 1 to top 10. At that time when Bithumb was crashing, or right during the bull run, Bitcoin Cash was number 1. I think Bitcoin was like number 2.
Oh,
Bithumb, and then Bithumb crash ended up in number 4.
Oh wow.
Soon, like right after it crashed, and so it was just insanity.
Frenzy.
If you can think of a site like Google, but like almost every Korean uses it, and the moment you first enter into the site, you see the trending on the side, and you see Bitcoin Cash like as number 1. Like think about like what would be going through a normal person's head. So obviously like a lot of people clicked on it.
Sure.
I know people like it stopped at around like 3,000, but I know people. I went to a TV station yesterday with Neon.
Yes.
Did I tell you this?
No.
A lot of the anchor woman and the people who do the makeup, they told me they bought at 2,450. Yeah. So these people are they know that I'm like, you know, I have the show on TV, but other than that, they were like asking me like, hey, what do? I bought at 2,450. Like how the hell do you buy in at 2,450? Like no offense.
There are many people who did that actually. My friend did that.
But these are people who've never ever touched cryptocurrency nor stocks in their lives, and they're buying into Bitcoin Cash.
Right.
Which just blows me. Like I would think like you would do preliminary research on cryptocurrencies and you would do preliminary research on blockchain before you start buying it. But for whatever reason, because it was on on the search engine,
people think it's the thing to do. You know,
people think
reasoning.
people think it's
and
Jesus.
Also the name Bitcoin Cash is very familiar because it's like Bitcoin, the name, so they think it's gonna be reliable, right? So they just like invest anyway.
Yeah, again, you feel the brand power of Bitcoin and Ethereum, just because like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, you buy the cheaper Bitcoin. Ethereum Classic, you buy the cheaper Ethereum. There's just that logic that people think of. So the Bithumb server went down, and
and so as you can see, this is another article, and the server crashed, and the price was pretty crazy, right? Yep. This is according to 5 p.m. on the 12th, and netizens, like meaning the people who I don't know, who
the
talk
people
online, I guess. They were just writing all these kinds of like they can't talk, they can't call the center, they can't call Bithumb, or I mean they just have nowhere to like put their anger into, so they put out their frustration through like online sites, like chatting rooms, right?
Forums. Oh, by the way, this is crazy. I didn't know this, but so they said that the phone lines didn't work.
Right, the phone lines didn't work either.
Okay, that's crazy because Bithumb is they're popular for pushing their 200 per people manned 24-hour call center, right?
It is pretty good these days, actually. When I call them, they always answer.
Yeah, but why didn't they answer then?
I know, this time.
Why didn't they answer when their server crashed? I think that's when you need to answer the most.
Definitely. You have to have everyone like on the phones, right?
Yeah.
Explaining about the situation, and I think it was a kind of immature, not immature, but kind of like, I don't know.
It's very shady.
Yeah, it's not a good response by Bithumb. So people are very angry right now, and in the recent article today, it said that people are actually preparing a lawsuit against Bithumb. Yeah, like a group lawsuit.
What, like 3,000 people? Mm-hmm. And is it right? Like 3,000 people? It's just a separate incident that happened this weekend, right?
Right. And 5 trillion won, which is like $5 billion, and it was only that was the transaction volume only in Bithumb. So it's crazy transaction, and people in like who are Bithumb traders, they have a group lawsuit. But someone said from in the group lawsuit, they took their money like from the lawsuit, like the people who are preparing the lawsuit. Yeah. So they
got paid?
No, I mean they got paid or something, and then they took the money.
Yeah.
They fled with the money or something.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard.
No, so you're saying like they were gonna sue Bithumb, and then Bithumb paid them, and then they just
no. They didn't pay them anyway. There's no response by Bithumb right now. They're preparing the lawsuit. Okay. But people said people who are preparing for the lawsuit, they took some kind of like money or fee or something, and then they took that fee away. They fled with the fee. Okay. So it's kind of like a shady thing again.
Okay, I don't know.
Like they're rumors, but yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
I mean, Bithumb previously had allegations about paying certain people out. I mean, they're like we've said before in the show, they're very savvy when it comes to law, when it comes to hiring the best lawyers and manipulating the law. So they probably did that.
So we'll see what happens this time. And there's a picture actually.
Yeah.
There's a.
Okay, so this is kind of crazy. All right, so. My house is about 100 meters away, 200 meters away from Bithumb, from the Bithumb main building. And this is, so it happened on a Sunday. Yeah. This is the Monday morning.
Yeah, police were there. And
yeah, so Bithumb, they actually buy out a whole entire building to themselves. And because of like different threats, you can only access the building from the first floor, and they already have guards there.
Yeah.
Now, what Bithumb did in this particular Monday is, because the last time this happened, a whole bunch of people bum rushed Bithumb.
Yes.
And they were protesting in front of their building, not letting anyone out. This time, they had what looked like bouncers. Yeah. Like paid very people in suits, and they were pretty big. Yeah.
They're doing this.
Yeah, and they were like just me mugging it out there.
Oh, it's kind of fuzzy.
Okay, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
That's kind of like, what the fuck? Yeah.
And actually, one of the pictures I saw was a person on going in an ambulance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think, yeah. So I saw that picture, and it was like from Bithumb office, in front of Bithumb office. So people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's getting really serious." So this is just like a mild picture by the police, like trying to mediate between the two.
Yeah.
But there was actually a picture on the chat room, and people. Yeah. So it was pretty.
So severe. Like there was physical confrontation.
Definitely. Yeah. So this
Because this might sound like messed up. It might sound like we're horrible people, but because our house is so close to Bithumb, and we knew that the price went up and it crashed. That Sunday evening, we went out to see Bithumb.
like a group show.
Yeah, and we went out, right? And I think it was around 11, 12, late at night on a Sunday. I go, and then all the lights are on. The whole building is just lit.
Oh.
Because they're working their ass off, right? But I told you like yesterday. So today is a Wednesday. So Wednesday around like 1 to 3 a.m. I don't really sleep, so 1 to 3 a.m. I took another stroll down to Bithumb, and then this time all the lights were out.
Okay.
So they somehow solved the problem in a matter of like a couple of minutes, but, in a couple of days. But like they were definitely that Sunday night, they were preparing for something.
Yeah, probably.
They were cleaning up their stuff, cleaning up the act, and at the same time they were preparing for something.
I'm sure.
And then these guys, the guys in suits, they were still out there last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this morning at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., they were still out there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was coming from the cab this morning, and they were still there, I think.
Yeah, so there is still attempts at trying to infiltrate Bithumb through the main gate, but it's unsuccessful.
Yeah, it's the biggest exchange, in Korea, not only in Korea, but it's like one of the top 5, right? In the global, right? Volume.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely, it should be responsible for this kind of incident.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hyun was asking, how many percentage do you think Korean people doing cryptocurrency trade?
Honestly, we don't have any ideas. Remember that number from Bithumb back in the days? There was this number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name.
Okay.
The number.
Yeah.
But I can say that I'm usually from a non-tech field. My friends are all just from law or finance or medical or whatever, but they are interested in Bitcoin. They just know, of course, they know about Bitcoin, Ethereum. Everyone knows a bit about Bitcoin in Korea, and they want to ask me how to trade, and they want a tutorial, a lesson, but they really want to invest their money here. So it's getting into the mainstream, I think, investors in Korea. And yeah, I mean, the age range is very young, from young to very old. I mean, it's very wide. So I think, I don't know about the percentage, but it's very popular.
Maybe 1 in every 1,000 people.
That's for sure.
Yeah, 1 in every 500 even.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the chat rooms in who are traders, cryptocurrency, it's like going at least 1,000 per room. So it's
per
like,
room.
and there are many rooms. So many rooms. I'm sure like they overlap to some degree, but still, like there's so many. So yeah, I mean, it's a crazy phenomenon in Korea right now.
And like I said, when I was at the TV station, these are people who do like makeup artists.
Right.
Like these people have nothing to do with tech whatsoever. Or like another one was an anchor woman who deals with who's a real estate TV show anchor woman, and I'm like, come on, like you deal with real estate. Are you really seriously telling me that you're gonna start trading cryptocurrency? So kind of weird phenomena, but that's what it is.
Even my trainer, he's really interested in Bitcoin.
That's kind of I think people need to find their forte and just stick with it.
Sure. And this there we go, this one, right? And considering all this frenzy and with the exchanges and that there's lawsuit going on, the government's doing nothing. And just yesterday or something, the government issued a statement that it is literally it's just your fault, the investor's fault, and we're not going to do anything about it. So that was a very, I don't know, unreliable response by the government.
It's completely irresponsible.
Very irresponsible, and I mean, it's millions of people getting angry about this server crash, and also about this crazy phenomenon about Bitcoin Cash. I mean, there's no right information nor right regulation, but the government says it's just not going to do anything about it.
Part of the reason this is happening is because like cryptocurrency there is no legal status in Korea.
No definition.
So and the government will not define it in any way. They will not touch it with a 6 foot pole. Right.
Remember we mentioned like when they were regulating ICOs, and like they had a really bold statement about it. I kind of predicted that it wouldn't happen for the next at least 3 to 6 months. It would just like they would just stay low and just kind of like see the response, and like so I mean, Korean government and the regulations are still on the gray area right now, but right now, considering this incident, it's so irresponsible, and we're very disappointed.
So this is a big deal. I think the official statement from the government was each person needs to be responsible for their own investments.
Yes.
But there are, as you see, the problem here is there's the allegations of cross-trade exchange. So there's that whole like, if you guys remember like back to Mt. Gox, the Wiley bot who was propping up the price. There's allegations that there might have been cross-trading exchanges in Bithumb, but we have no clue.
There's no confirmation.
There's no proof of that, evidence of that whatsoever.
No.
So it just remains a rumor.
Right. And the government should be, they should do an investigation on it, definitely. I think they should, but they don't have the experts to do that, I don't think.
No.
And Bank of Korea, well, okay, we'll move on to the next one.
Okay,
but
let's move on.
So we'll move on to what,
I believe it's this one.
So I mean, more news on exchanges, but the North Korean hackers are very interested in what's happening here about the crypto world here. And it turns out that the hackers are really trying to just like penetrate into Korean exchanges, South Korean exchanges. You have to kind of like distinguish that South Korea, North Korea.
I think all exchanges are dealing with North Korean hackers on a regular basis, but it's like all South Korean exchanges, like definitely, everybody's like fighting against it.
Right.
This is your number one concern.
Yes. So look at the red, like really trying to work.
And I still can't believe people are like, nowadays on Naver, on different search engines, different forums, chat rooms, everybody's like, what's the safest exchange to put my Bitcoins at? My answer is there are no safe exchanges. Come on, like that is not how the system is designed.
Right.
But you're expecting to put it into an exchange, knowing that North Korean hackers are attacking it on a regular interval.
Right. So from like last January to September, 5,000 attacks by North Korean hackers.
Is this for a particular exchange or?
No, for all exchanges.
So if we just talk about like all the three major exchanges since it's from last year, and you divide it by 5,000, that's a lot of attacks.
And like for example, like Yapizone, it's like a minor Korean exchange. It's been like the North Korean hackers, they penetrated into Yapizone and they took a lot of money from there. So there's been a lot of damage find of Korean hackers. So that's pretty sad. And another one is, so a lot of people noticed, so everyone cares about Bithumb and what they're trying to do, right? So they go onto the web page and see like their what they're trying to do and what the strategy is, and it's saying that they are highly promoting hiring a lot of
bilinguals,
right? Marketers, global marketing, global PR, right?
Yeah.
So, and also Coinone as well. So I've saw the website and people were kind of like recommending me to apply to Bithumb. Yeah, but anyway, they're like, yeah, we get that, right? So, so it's kind of implying that they're trying to go in global operations because like it's mostly about Korean. It's mostly targeting Korean investors, but I mean, it's going to the next level. It implies that. So that was an interesting trend to see, right? And
this one I know for a fact. So what's happening is a lot of these Korean exchanges, because Korea is becoming a red ocean when it comes to exchanges. There are a couple of new exchanges launched recently, but we still have like 15 if not 20 more exchanges to be released, and then there's like Upbit. They're still in the beta phase. But they're gonna start providing their service. And so once these Korean exchanges realize that it's a red market, they're looking for other countries to take their engine and start selling their exchange engine, right?
It's like Southeast Asia or something, right? So I heard some rumors about that. I'm sure it's true, but it's true.
And we have a reverse of that too, which is we have different companies, different exchanges from China, different exchanges from Japan, different exchanges from US, trying to collaborate with exchanges or people in Korea in order to have a presence here in Korea.
Like Hobby Korea.
Yeah, Hobby Korea.
Hobby Korea, and they have, as you can see, this is the BitMEX webpage, but they have it translated into Korean. So they're trying to attract Korean investors.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that should be the right way to go, right?
I don't know how I feel about this. So when the Aeon team was here, and when like Liz, Skyota, all those guys, something that I feel every single time those teams are here, especially if it's from if they're from a city or a country that I know are intently focused on the technology, like even yesterday, like they were asking me, okay, what's in the water? Like what makes Korean people, what makes your everyday Joe obsessed about cryptocurrency here in Korea? I guess the only explanation I can give is like we're used to virtual currency, right?
Oh,
we have
Cyworld?
We have the acorns from way back in like 90.
That was 98. The primitive forum.
Yeah, 98, 99.
Yeah.
Social media, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I was like heavily. I got like birthday presents of acorns. I'm sure many of you don't know about it, but it's a Cyworld service. It's like a virtual mini web page. And you make your own room with your own people. Yeah,
you decorate it with buying stuff with acorns. And
you put music on your homepage, right?
Yeah.
And I had like hundreds of acorns.
Yeah.
And I was so happy when I got that for my birthday present.
And so people are already used to
it.
Yeah, virtual currencies. And then now cryptocurrency, it's not something that's unbelievable.
Right.
So people very easily gravitate towards it. Sure. But something I realized was like, they were saying like, oh, in Toronto, we're focused on the technology and the academia. Like people don't really think of it as an investment vehicle, even till this day.
Right.
Yeah, kind of surprising because in Korea, every time when I complain about Korea is that I want more emphasis on technology. I want
fundamentals,
more emphasis on like academia to like really seriously research about this breakthrough technology, but people aren't doing that.
Definitely,
so we're having like the yin and the yang problem.
It's only about the investing, so pretty sad. Okay, next, let's move on. Okay, so this is kind of old news, but it happened about a week ago. And so Coinnest, an exchange in Korea, has been invested by Qtum Foundation. They have a really solid bond, I'm sure. And Coinnest hosted a meetup of Qtum and its dApps recently. So that was another partnership. And I think it's trying to go long-term partnership. And it's a positive, I guess, positive trend, seeing like, I guess, integration between like Korean exchange and like Qtum. It's positive.
Yeah. And Coinnest has a very positive. They have a very pro-China strategy.
Very pro-China.
Right? They had, if you guys remember, they had an investment from Bitmain.
Bitmain.
And then now they have an investment from Qtum.
Right. Yeah. So
something interesting that Coinnest is doing is if you're Neo and Qtum both are proof of stake coins.
Yes.
If you put your coins in Coinnest, from what I hear, you get paid every Monday. Every Monday, all the tokens that you staked and whatever came out because of that, they pay you out. Wow. So it's basically is the exchange plus a mining pool.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
Which is really cool.
Oh, very cool.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
So their business, I think it's more savvy than other places. Because like I meet a lot of exchanges nowadays. Yeah. There's only two questions I ask. I ask, one is how are you gonna survive a bit? And then number two is how are you gonna differentiate yourself? And I think Coinnest is doing a really good job of it. Yeah. By going pro China, it might come kick them in the ass later on in the future, but who knows? Right now, it's good.
It's the only exchange actually in Korea that's pro China and has very strong bonds with China, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's very good asset to have.
And we can say this because we know the CEO.
Yeah.
Next up.
This is Ripple. So last week there was a Ripple meetup. 2 weeks ago there was a Ripple meetup in
Ripple
Korea.
team came to Korea on Monday.
I think it was the first meetup in Korea, and considering the huge amount of interest in Ripple, people were very disappointed about the low price of Ripple and kind of wondering like why this price isn't spiking up. And there is a popular saying in Korea about Ripple, and there's like nicknames about Ripple that's the price is staying so stable, too stable actually. Yeah. And this is a very famous column in Korea by a columnist who is concentrating on cryptocurrency in Korea, but she's mentioning about how Ripple is it has advantages, but in terms of price, it's still like kind of frustrating. I mean,
it's not supposed to benefit the average user.
No,
it's supposed to benefit the bank.
Right. So, but people I don't know why people are so fascinated about Ripple, like Koreans. Is there a reason, do you think?
I have no idea.
I think name?
It has to be like the Bithumb runoff or something.
I don't know. I think it was one of the first ones that was listed, right?
Yeah.
Like, after
people say like, what would you do if you could go back in the past? If you can go back to 2009, you would obviously buy Bitcoin, right? And then you would sell in like late 2013 before Mt. Gox crash. After that, you buy it at a low price, and then once you come over to this year, what you would do is I think you would buy Ripple till March. You put all your money into Ripple and then wait until that spike in March. You sell it off and then you buy Ethereum and then you ride it all the way out.
Yeah, people have their own lessons from the.
It's just crazy. So I think Ripple is one of those coins that people. The first wave of Koreans, right? They really started. Well, is Ripple even on cryptocurrency? I don't know, but they really started getting into it because they heard somebody got rich off of Ripple.
Yeah, so like Ethereum, Koreans have a thing for Ripple.
And you know what's really funny? Every time we have this spike, I know that there are people who all of a sudden get rich. Like we have millionaires. Obviously, a lot of people lose money too.
Yes.
But so you talk to some people, and it's really funny because they're like, "Oh yeah, I got rich when Ripple spiked. I got rich when Ethereum Classic spiked, and now I guess I got rich when Bitcoin Cash."
They're losers. They are winners.
If they got out. And then another small news is Korean universities are showing huge interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency.
Like Seoul National University, Samgyungan University, they have a joint study called Crypto Factor. Yeah. It's actually covering a lot of news on cryptocurrency and is doing research on it. So I hope like a lot of young brains will have a good vision for the cryptocurrency in Korea. But it's penetrating into the academia, right? And people in the universities are very concerned, interested about this area. So no investing, no more concentration on investment, but more on the fundamental technology and like research. I don't know. So I think it's a good phenomenon, right? Yeah. So for example, one of my followers in the group chat room, he wanted to see me, and it turns out he's a college student, very young, but he's really interested in cryptocurrency, like doing research on it. So I was very glad to see that. So he's not like a fervent investor, but he really wants to research. So I can see a really good positive trend. And maybe
I can give him some work.
Yeah, I know.
It'll cost him his youth, but it'll
definitely.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Hyun, thank you for saying what you did. But we did do that, but there's so many sources already that cover news from the States.
Yeah.
And then presenting that in Korean. So we don't necessarily want to reinvent the wheel.
So we'll take that into consideration. Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all for today.
Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have an interview coming up soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll announce it before, right? Okay. And okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.